Dark and Darker can be a brutal experience for new players.
Goodness, don't do it. Don't do it. There's no way I die here, right? There's no way.
However, with some time and effort...
There's no way. No, don't do that! I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Get out of demon mode, dummy! Okay, we just gotta be smart here. Be smart here. Be really smart here.
And maybe the right guide or two.
Yup. Oh. Almost throwing thousands down the drain for no reason at all.
You too can survive the dungeon. I have composed a short and sweet first game for a new player guide from what character to select and what to do in your first game, all covered in one short and sweet experience called, well, this video. Alrighty then, we're going to simulate your first match as a new player. First up, we're going to go over to create character. Here, we're met with the character creation menu. We've got A and B over here. They are the genders. Now, this isn't a gender joke, but there is no difference between the two genders. There are no stat differences, so calm down. Pick what you please. We're going to go over to A, and I'm going to select fighter. That is the ideal new player character to create. Okay, we now have Big Schlong Energy. We're going to enter with Big Schlong Energy, level 1 right there, as you can see, okay? Now, we head over to perks and skills. It'll be a bit overwhelming at first on what to select. You're going to leave Sprint and Second Wind as your skills. These have pretty much been the primo skills for fighters since the dawn of age of this game. There are some other combinations you can use with this, but no matter what, everyone ends up just using these, especially as new players. I'm not going to overwhelm you with these. There are some different builds where you can have high attack speed with adrenaline and double weapons, stuff like that. Right now, it's not worth it. We're going to focus on the perks. Now, until you're level 20, you only got one perk. Every 5 levels, you get a new perk. Now, you have Defense Mastery at 10% here. You'll be able to buy lots of gear, which we'll get to in a minute over in the merchant hall here, that can cover that. What'll give you a bit of expression, or skill expression rather, in the game is counter attack off the get-go. You have a default shield. So when you block, you gain 10% move speed and action speed, and it helps you get a little bit of the up on a fight. So you block once on either a PvE or a PvP encounter, and you're now swinging a little bit faster, and you get not an extra hit, but it feels like you can get a little bit of an edge in a fight because you're swinging your sword faster. I'm not going to go into every single combination and builds. This is for the new player. I'm not going to overwhelm you, but once you start leveling up, I would focus on movement speed. Speed is a killer in this game. So say you start building up some armor on your character, you're gonna want swift, so you move faster, and then you're gonna want maybe combo attack. You know, having Slayer is for double weapons, and you got to know what you're doing when you do a Slayer build, and that's when you start messing with adrenaline, combining those two. So I'd argue counter attack, swift, getting a bit of extra PDR off of defense mastery, and then maybe combo attack as your 4 perks as a new player. Okay, that's the skills. The merchants, the flashing icons, that's just to accept your quests. You're not going to have any money when you first start the game, so we're not going to be buying anything. So we'll get onto that later. But Alchemist is going to be your friend. Every match you're going to want to buy 1 set of healing pots and maybe even a couple bandages. Fortunately, as the developers added a Squire that gives you free gear, you double click on the items you want to start with, and that's going to be a part of your base gear set every game. One little cheeky secret is you should actually go into this before you start playing and select on that and add that on your tool belt, the campfire. Reason being, we go back to perks. When you use your second wind, it has 1 use. And the way to get that use back is to sit by a campfire and it replenishes that use. So we select that, we set it as our base kit. Now we equip it. Bang, it's right there. But wait a minute, we're not done. We also have a throwing axe. We're gonna put that over Meow. Sometimes you got to finger blast it a couple times for it to register. Now, you can use this potion of protection to give you an extra 10 physical damage protection in a fight. I don't find it all that useful. You want like 20, 30 plus. Most of the time when someone fights you, that takes a while to drink. You got to time it well. But you're a new player, everything counts. So we're going to add that too. But wait a minute, we're not done there. We also have secondary. What if you want to use a longsword as well? You can parry people with it. Let's equip that. Bang. We're now gaming. Wait a minute. I'm also not done. You know what we need? An extra bit of speed. Because guess what? These boots don't have any deficits. They only give us bonus points. See, most gear, like clothing, shirts, and pants, you're going to have a loss of movement speed. These give us movement speed. So we're going to put these on right now. Now, it's up to you if you want to pick strength or dexterity. Dexterity is going to give you more action speed with your swinging of your weapons, and strength's going to give you more damage. Now, because 1 point here or there is not that big, I'm going to prefer the dexterity boots because it gives us 2 extra movement speed, and movement speed is the meta of this game. The faster you are, the more likely you'll survive. You can kite people, you can run away from fights, or you can run into them at high speed. Fantastic. You're now ready to go. Okay, now for our first match. Now, you can select a duo, trio mode, whatever mode you wish, and fill it in with teammates, and you can lean on others. But I want to teach you how to play this as a solo. Why solo? Because it requires big nuts and big brains. And I can help you acquire those. So we've selected solo. We're not filling. We're in normals. High roller is like the ranked mode, if you can call it that. It's got more dangerous, stronger demons and skeletons, PvE, and PvP has high-end gear and people are sweating and you really have to know the game. Don't bother with it. Stick to training wheels first, normal mode. Let's queue in. We're ready to go. Don't worry about this. We're ready to go. We've selected everything. We've equipped it all. We're going in. We're queuing. Okay then. Just finding a match. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Okay. No need to be timid. No need to be scared. Now these are the fart mummies. That's what I call them. They'll shoot out gas if you stay too close to them like this. I'll show you a little trick. Mr. New Player. You slightly plus back as they're gaining on you. And you can avoid their attacks each time. Just like that. Plus back, swing. Plus back, swing. Sometimes you can just use your A key to strafe sideways and then do it. Saves you having to dodge their swings. Now let's loot. Oh, some plate armor. Now I'm not going to equip it just now because I like the movement speed. But you can put that on if you want the extra stats. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it just to showcase. Got a couple of extra stats there. 2 strength, 1 vigor. I say vigor because saying vigor really quick sounds like something else with my accent, and I don't want to get in trouble with the terms of service, international police. Okay. So these beetles, if they hit you once, like so, they're going to slow you down, and they actually stack. See, now I'm slowed down extra, like just so much, and if I'm being attacked by multiple things or players, I'm going to get killed. So I plus back, I let that run out, and now I bait its attack. Ready? It's attacking now, strafe, swing, and it's dead. We loot. Now, as you can see down here with our health, we've lost a bit of HP. So let's equip that potion. Anything past the faint red is health that we have to regain with a potion. Anything that's faint red can be regained with a bandage. Do you see there? Brilliant. Let's continue. Now that's a big bad boy right there. We're gonna cheese this fella by getting him in a position where we can stand on top of something and hit him in the head multiple times. Okay. Let's get him to swing. And unfortunately take a hit. We're gonna heal. Now, in order to do this, we clear this room first. Make it stress-free. We lock him behind that door. Let's clear this room first. So we now have a skeleton. Bait the attack. Swing. Swing. Now I'm going to show you that block in action. Well, as you saw there, we got a bit of extra speed, but I also ate a little bit of dick because sometimes this game can be a bit desinky. Let's take on this beetle. Apply those rules. We dance around them, you dance around them. You bait the attack, you dance. Okay, we've now looted them for some juice. I'm going to use up that bandage in case a player attacks us. Now what we can hear below us is another player attacking the Cyclops boss. We'll leave him be. We're not going to stress about that. For now, we're clearing this area. Alright, we dance. Let's go get that skeleton champion back. Here he is. Alright. Consider this guy like a small sub-boss, if you will. He's very, very strong. You don't want to piss him off. So now we're just going to jump on top of this, swing, jump back, and he can't get us. This is what we call cheese. Worst case, you can just bait him to swing around this and just keep picking at him. Again, I'm missing here because I'm role-playing as a new player. I'm actually so much better than this, I swear. He does a lot of damage, so you don't want to let him easily farm you. Again, bait the attacks and go for the head. I'm going to be doing the most damage on his head. We're nearly there. There's probably 2 more sets of attacks and then he's dead. There it is. It's all over. Alright, we've got a green falchion. That stuff does a lot more damage than an arming sword. This is just trash one. Let's swap that over. That's all free money. Let's go. You're not going to be able to sell that for money. Same with that because you spawned in with squire gear. That stuff is not sellable. So you just drop it once you find a replacement. Now I can still hear a person below me. Because we're leveling up, we're going to avoid him. But he may come to fight us. We'll see. I'll come to fight him maybe. He has a trap. He doesn't want no part of it. He is ranged. And I don't have healing. So we got to be careful how we approach this. I have 1 protection potion. The ideal way of dealing with this would have been to jump him in the stairs, but I don't have that option now. And that's on me. Let's see how eager he is. Use that shield. Crouch usually when you do this. He's doing forceful shot. Now we use that sprint. And we've got it. Do you see that in real time what we're doing there, boys and girls? Now that we've taken damage, we're going to use our second wind. Huge. GG, Mr. 370 milliliter Coca-Cola can. You played well. Now he has a purple arming sword. That is amazing compared to what we had. As you can see, my guide should help you dominate. Because this guy had a better weapon than I did, and he still lost the fight. And technically, well, that didn't really give him any good stats, but we'll take that now. So I'm going to show you in real time. Oh, we're going to replace those boots too. Big buff, big buff. I'm going to show you in real time the campfire replenishing our second wind. Now, if you are a true scrubber of this game and struggle with doing bossing, which you would be as a new player, oh, we just walked right past a trap. Those cyclopses over there, or the trolls on the other side of the map, you can wait outside for other people to do all the work for you and then kill them upon exit. Basically, what we just did to that guy then. We now have the juicy loot that they uncovered from the boss room. Now, these gold piles will give you lots of good resources, but they're usually better in high roller. In the normal lobby, the values of the loot tables are a lot lower than high roller. So you're not going to get much juice out of it. And usually when you loot this, you want to empty your inventory so you actually get items. Right now my inventory is full and I'm just doing this as a jokey thing to show you guys that, you know, you can loot these. But usually you want to empty your inventory so you actually get a bunch of items out of it. So there you go. I've got 2 blue bangles out of it. That's actually quite good for what usually you get out of this. Most of the time it's white, you know, garbage items. So that's pretty good. We now have a salad. Blue one. Some good stats there. Huge. All right. We've done quite well out of this exhibition match. Let's go home. And watch out for that trap. When you see those, usually what you do, if there's been a ranger around, you pull out your torch, you look for it at doors. They usually drop them on doorways because, you know, these players have no lives and they want to inflict pain and suffering on others because of their childhood traumas, you know. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's swap this out. We can't see any more traps. We're now looking for an exit. I also have some healing on me. We're going to use that. As you can see here on the map, there's a little blue icon. That is our exit portal. We're going straight for it. Now, first, we've got to clear out the PvE around it. Someone hasn't already to secure our exit. Don't go just running straight for it. So there's going to be a couple goblins here. We're going to bait them to us first and then kill them. Same with a skeleton. Bait the attack, plus back. Now these skeleton axemen, they swing hard and they swing around for your head. I wouldn't even bother blocking them. Just bait the swing and then go in for the attack. Because as you've seen, sometimes the weapons will go through the blocks. We're laughing. Now we have 3 minutes left, but because we have so much good loot, I think it's time we just leave. We're not going to risk it and get greedy. There's no point looting other stuff when we're this full of juice. Let's go home. Alright, we're now going to the merchants, and I'll show you how you start making money. The collector purchases shinies. These are shinies. Usually you want to like drop the cracked ones. They're not worth much. As you can see here, they're worth 2 gold. But say a blue bangle will be worth about 21. Oh, also doesn't really seem like that much, but you start selling multiples and all of a sudden you've made 100 gold per match. Okay, let's start selling these. So that's the shinies. That's where you're making money there. These are quest items. You want to hang on to these for your quests. However, if you've fulfilled all your quests or you just want to make money and desperate, you can make the odd bit of coin there. So I'm going to sell that because I'm not questing right now. Weapons. Now, until you've locked the trading hall where you can trade with players, at level 20, you will unlock the trader. So you can't trade these weapons. Although greens don't really go for much unless they've got some crazy stats. Usually they're like chest and body pieces, right? So these weapons, unless we're using them, we're just going to sell them. We're making money. Bang. Okay, you're going to start making a lot of money soon if you're being successful after watching my guides, not anyone else's, my guides. These are the guides that will make you successful. You're going to want to go to the treasurer and buy a gold coin bag. Buy maybe 4 or 5 of them. Shift, right click, and that's going to drop that in your inventory. Then you can just drag those in there. If you don't want to drag them in there, shift right click these gold coins and it's going to shove them in there. Your life is so much easier now and your inventory is so much cleaner. Usually what I do is I put all my healing down the bottom and my money up the top and my other items in the middle of the inventory. You know, helps with your mental health. You know, clean inventory, clean mind. Once you started making money, you can purchase more stash space. So we have all this gear, but what does that mean when we go into the next match? Well, unfortunately, because there is a bit of gear checking in this game, they stratify the lobbies. Stratifying meaning there's different gear scores for each queue. So you have 3 gear scores, 24, 124, and then 124 plus in normals. And then you got high roller. All up with all the different modes, 12 queues. So if I go in with this gear now, I've got a purple arming sword. It's going to put my character into the 124 gear score. So anything between 24 and 124 of gear score, I'm going to be versing other people with similar gear. So essentially, you're going to take in gear. You have to sort of like build a kit first and feel comfortable with your gear going in. Does that make sense? So if you're not comfortable yet and you want to play some more matches but save the gear, well, put this all in here and you're back to under 24 gear score. It tells you right down here, under 24 gear score. Now you got default gear and everyone you're versing has default gear. Go back to the squire, hit this, hit equip base. It's now filled back those items that you started out with. You are ready to go for your second match as a new player. One more tip before we go. Something that helps me out is I rebind one of my keys and I go all the way over into inputs and I head down to inventory. Now, if you've got a modern mouse, you have a little side button called mouse 5 or mouse 4. I bind mine to thumb mouse button 2 because apparently it's thumb mouse button 2 on this. Usually some games can say mouse 4 or 5, but it's mouse button 2. So when you're in a match, right, I'll show you from above. When you're in a match and you're going to your inventory, you're not moving your hands off of WASD with your pinky to hit tab. You're just pressing this as you're moving around. Well done. You made it this far. I'm proud of you. No, really. I am really proud of you because you're definitely a new player if you've sat through all of that and you have the testicular fortitude to push through the new player experience in Dark and Darker. You have learned to become one with the bullshit. The developers of this game, and most extraction games in general, treat the mainstream gamers and new players as if they're into BDSM as a given when installing this game. When in reality, they need a good tutorial or a PvE mode of some kind to ease the experience into your arsehole, instead of just ramming it into you. So either you're into that, or like I said, you have testicular fortitude. So, again, I'm proud of you, and you've done well. If you like this guide on Dark and Darker, I live stream on Twitch, and make many more wacky videos on other subjects. Cheers.
Modern problems require modern solutions.